Cain Dingle has been hit by yet another family departure in Emmerdale, as Tracy Shankley has left the village alongside her daughter Frankie. To accommodate Amy Walsh's maternity leave, Tracy made the decision to sell her home and move away from the Dales. She initially kept her plans hidden from Vanessa Woodfield, but once the truth came out, Vanessa eventually understood Tracy's reasons for wanting a fresh start. Over the past few years, Tracy has had to come to terms with raising her child alone. In 2024, she believed that Frankie's father, Nate Robinson, had chosen to walk away from his family in the village. Months later, she discovered he never arrived at his new job in Shetland and had in fact been killed by John Sugden. It's no surprise that the village now holds painful memories for her. In today's episode, Tracy spent the morning finishing off her packing as she prepared to leave. After being offered a job by Nate's mother, Cara, she saw it as the perfect chance to begin again elsewhere. However, one thing continued to bother her. Cain hadn't shown up to say goodbye. She had asked him the day before to come and see them before they left, but he had been distracted dealing with a group of cows. While Tracy waited, she didn't realize that Cain and the rest of the Dingle family were dealing with fresh trouble after Joe Tate destroyed Holly Barton's memorial at Butler's farm. Once Tracy learned Cain hadn't simply forgotten, but was caught up in more family chaos, she asked Billy Fletcher to take them to Wishingwell instead. Even though Tracy and Cain haven't always had the best relationship, their final embrace was filled with emotion. Cain tried to stay composed in front of Tracy and Frankie, but he found it difficult to completely hide his sadness at another loved one leaving. Still, since Tracy is only relocating, there's always the possibility she could return one day, perhaps when the village no longer brings back so many painful memories. Away from the show, Amy Walsh and her partner, Toby Alexander Smith, recently welcomed their second daughter. The couple, who first met while attending a live recording of Strictly Come Dancing, already share a daughter named Bonnie. Emmerdale introduced a surprising twist when the supposed peace between Kim Tate and Chas Dingle proved to be far more complex than it initially seemed. As the village farm entered a new chapter, their friendly interaction felt almost suspiciously perfect. Earlier in the plot, Kim, assisted by Joe, managed to secure Butler's farm by making an agreement with Moira while she was in prison. The farm was later placed under the control of Robert Sugden and Aaron, although the tension never truly faded. Cain and other members of the Dingle family strongly opposed the deal, with Chas standing out as one of the harshest critics, openly confronting Kim. During this episode, the two women argued outside the pub before it opened, trading sharp remarks. Later, they went inside for a drink, where Chas proposed a truce, explaining she was tired of the family's constant troubles. Even with Kim's usual sarcastic tone, their conversation suggested a possible temporary understanding. They then moved into a back room to continue their drinks, and during that time, Kim received a phone call from Graham Foster. When questioned about it, she brushed off any idea that she was being controlled by him and chose to ignore the call, showing her independence. At the same time, events elsewhere in the village saw the conflict intensify. Belle organized a daring plan with the Dingle family to steal cattle from the farm. They used several distractions to keep Joe occupied, including a staged labor emergency set up by Charity. The scheme worked, allowing Belle enough time to finalize the deal. The biggest shock came when it was revealed that Chas had been involved in the plan from the beginning. Her suggestion of a truce was merely a strategy to divert Kim's attention. After exposing the truth, Chas seemed pleased with how everything played out, while Kim reacted by warning that she would be much more cautious in the future. Emmerdale is building toward a significant turning point as Cain Dingle makes a strong vow to his former lover Charity, though it's unclear if he will be able to follow through. In a unique two-character episode, the spotlight is placed solely on Cain and Charity as they engage in a heartfelt and surprising conversation. Cain has been under heavy strain, coping with a prostate cancer diagnosis, his partner being in prison, and losing control of Butler's farm. Charity steps in and gives him some tough advice, challenging his recent actions, such as lashing out at his brother and ignoring medical guidance by drinking. The situation escalates when Cain loses control and attempts to kiss Charity, appearing to self-sabotage rather than deal with his issues. Later, Cain reveals his inner struggles, confessing that he feels he's not being strong enough for his imprisoned partner. He also fears their relationship might never fully heal because of the effects his treatment could have. Charity reassures him and agrees not to tell anyone about what happened between them. In return, Cain thanks her and promises to support her whenever she might need help in the future. Before they go their separate ways, Cain gives her a St. Christopher necklace as a sign of safety and his loyalty. He tells her she can give it back whenever she needs him, and he will come to her aid. However, it's clear that complications are ahead. Charity is keeping a huge secret about her pregnancy, which is expected to be revealed soon. While she is supposedly carrying a baby for Sarah and Jacob Sugden, the reality is that the child is hers, conceived after a brief encounter with Ross Barton. As the birth draws closer, the truth is bound to come out, leaving one big question: will Cain remain loyal to Charity when everything is exposed? Emmerdale has announced a powerful special episode centered on Paddy Dingle and his close friend Marlon, as the duo embark on a shocking outburst. Burdened by anxiety about what lies ahead for him and his loved ones, Paddy follows some unexpected advice from his friend, which leads them to vent their anger in a destructive way using sledgehammers. Fearing that he, Dylan, and Bear could end up facing prison, Paddy confesses that he feels trapped with no clear solution. His friend attempts to calm him down and prevent him from losing control, offering support even though he knows he can't solve everything. As the investigation continues, Paddy has been suspended from his veterinary job, leaving him feeling directionless and in need of something to hold on to. Even when he is given small tasks to assist with, he's reminded of what he could lose, which only increases his frustration. The situation becomes even more overwhelming when he is notified of a court date, triggering panic and resurfacing painful memories from a previous mental health struggle. At his breaking point, he turns to his closest ally for comfort. Although they try to take their minds off things, nothing seems to work, until a reckless idea pushes them toward extreme behavior. The pair then force their way into an empty property linked to recent incidents and begin destroying it, using the chaos as an outlet for their anger and tension. For a short time, the destruction gives them a sense of release from their troubles. However, their reckless actions may lead to serious consequences, leaving it uncertain whether they have only made matters worse. Emmerdale is broadcast on weekday evenings at 8 p.m. on ITV1 and can also be streamed on ITVX and YouTube.